right. Good morning, everybody. First of all, I know it's Veterans Day today, and so just want to thank all of our men and women that allow us to be here in this amazing free country that we live in. So just thankful for the service and the sacrifice for all the great veterans that we have. So got a couple on our staff, and Daniel Boyd and Jason LeMay. So really appreciate their service. But hey, it's I know it's Tuesday in the real world, but it's Wednesday for the Tigers. It's been a blur. Obviously a late night Saturday night, and then just quick turnaround on Sunday. You lose a day of prep, but I think everybody's really handled it well, staff and players, and getting done what we got to get done. And you're going on the road, so it kind of shortens your week even more. But we're excited about it. Friday night up in Louisville. It's a great venue. Haven't been up there, I guess, since 21, but been there several times. And I think their fans do an awesome job of creating a great environment. And it's a really good football team. They're a really good team. Like 2 losses in overtime. I think they're really well coached on both sides of the ball. Probably our worst game last year was defensively, especially was against this team, and so big challenge for us. Again, well coached on both sides. Jeff does a great job, really leading this team. Offensively, they're a ball control type offense. A lot of formations, movements. A lot of outside zone. A lot of eye candy and movements that challenge you from a discipline standpoint, gap standpoint. They just do a great job putting it together. It's very well coordinated, very well put together. They're explosive. They got 10 plays of 50-plus yards this season. So got some home run dudes at running back that can flat out put it to you. Just in their last 3 games, they've averaged 10.2 a carry, 6.9 a carry, 4.9 a carry. So they're really built through the run and the play actions and the boots, and all the screens that come along with it. Love to get the ball to the back. They've got playmakers outside. 0 must be the number of the year here. So our 0's really, really good. The 0 we just played last week is one of the better players you'll see in the country, and man, this kid Bell he's special. He is a great football player. They use him in a lot of ways. He's a great finisher on the ball. Great, just collision balance and body control. They get it to him a lot of different ways. 5's a really good player. 2, 3. They've always done a good job with their tight ends and how they incorporate them into the play action game. So those guys, Jeff does a great job of getting them the ball. One of the better offensive lines that we've played. They play well together. They communicate. I mean, it's, again, just a good football team. Every facet. And then over on the defensive side, they're one of the best defenses in the country. Very aggressive. Physical up front. They're a scheme that's going to challenge you from an aggressiveness standpoint. Got to make competitive plays. The 2 ends are really, really good players. Create a lot of problems. 50 is a high motor guy that just never shuts it off. 23 is long. He's got a lot of skill to his game. Good pass rusher. He's physical. And then the 2 guys inside, man, they're twitchy. They're maybe not as big inside as some of these guys we've played last couple ball games, but they're twitchier. So they create little different problems. But again, guys in the secondary have played a bunch of snaps. They've played a lot of snaps, so they really understand their scheme. Dangerous in the return game with number 5. He's kind of the Waldo of their offense. Like, where's number 5? He's the jet sweep guy. He's going to touch it a lot of different ways, and then again involved in the return game. So a very complete football team. Again, 2 plays away from being undefeated. So we'll have to go and play well, but we're looking forward to it. Again, proud of our team. and how they competed last week. We did a lot of good things in all 3 phases, but still some things that we need to improve and quickly this week that I know they'll try to take advantage of if we don't correct some of the things, especially defensively with a couple of our mistakes from just eye discipline standpoint, because these guys, again, they challenge you a lot with their formations and bunch sets and all that type of stuff. So we'll head out. Again, today's a Wednesday practice for us, so we'll head out on Thursday in the real world here. So coming quick, and should be a great night. I think it's going to be a beautiful night up in Louisville, and I know we'll have a good crowd show up too that'll travel, and some of the people that live in that region that'll hopefully be able to be there to see the Tigers too. And with that, I'll take questions. Oh, and we are sponsored by Dasani and Coca-Cola, who I think owns both. Is that true? We're going to make up for that. All right.
Thank you to our friends at Coca-Cola.
Thank you to our friends at Coca-Cola.
You mentioned eye discipline, stuff like that. Just the coverage bus from Duke game to Florida State. Where do you feel like that got better, and where do you need to
just communication? They were better. And I just, we changed a couple things on just how we were meeting and stuff, and I think that helped them a little bit. But I was very impressed with how they communicated all throughout the game. You could just kind of sense it. They just they're playing with more confidence. But and it's not just the secondary; it's the backers. I mean, we've got to just not get caught up in, like the 4th and 2, for example. That's not a hard play. But sometimes you can get so caught up in the situation of it's 4th and 2, and you're like, well, they're not going to throw it, and there goes your guy, So you have to just truly being disciplined with your process. There's a process every play, and the process shouldn't change. It doesn't matter if you're a linebacker, a receiver, a corner, a quarterback. There's a process every single play. That's one of the things we try to teach these guys is the process doesn't change. It doesn't speed up. If you just stick to it, then it slows the game down for you, whether it's 4th and 2 or it's, overtime or it's the first quarter. It doesn't change. And sometimes, you can get you can let the situation change your process, and you can go from, A to E without, B, C, and D. And that's where mistakes happen. So I think that's where we just got to truly just trust our eyes, trust the process that you've been taught, and because again, I thought defensively, it was one of our better games. I mean, when 11 guys on the same page, man, they were relentless. I mean, they really affected the quarterback, and they had us on one. There was one call I would say they just had we were in a call, but then there was a couple other times where we just either didn't communicate well, or our eyes we weren't on the right thing, and sometimes we overplayed some things. Whether it was a 3 deep guy and they got a double post with a wheel, that puts a lot of strain on you. So just some discipline, and again, just being committed to A, B, C, D, E. Like don't change, and that's at every single position. Every position. And if you just stick to that, it creates consistency. And then you don't get sped up when some critical down comes. It's the same.
Is this Colin Sadler? He dressed, but he didn't play.
Yeah, he was available.
Okay.
Yeah, he was available, and if needed, and just we were able to hold him.
You mentioned for Cade, he had a quad contusion leading up to the FSU game. I'm just curious, how much has he been able to practice this week with that and the ankle injury?
Yeah, ankle's good. I mean, he didn't really have any problems in the game from the ankle, but he could hardly walk last week because of his thigh was so just swollen and blown up. Got better each day, and sure enough, he was right. He was ready on game day, but he's a lot better. I mean, he's a lot better than he was this time. Last week couldn't even practice, so he's doing better.
talked about the promotion of Dennis Love to the head strength job. I guess, was that basically completely decided in the summer? Or
Oh yeah, we didn't have a choice. It was either that or he's going to be the strength coach for the Vikings right then. So we that was a easy decision, and knew eventually that might happen, but wasn't exactly sure. With Joey, and then Joey decided that this was going to be it. And again, Joey, as y'all know, has had to battle some health things, and then the Vikings thing came along, and he interviewed for the job and was offered the job, and it was it's really unbelievable. It's really unprecedented. There's only 32 of those jobs, but for him to stay here, and so we had to kind of work that out in the summer. But he's excited, and we're all excited. This has been a dream job for him, and he's been around multiple places, NFL, different schools, but he's one of the most respected guys out. That's why he had the opportunity to go be one of 32 NFL guys. It's who he is, his reputation. Guys come from all over to train with him. He's done that for years. So I'm happy for him, and I'm glad it worked out. And that was a tough 24 hours for him, to make a decision like that. And but it all worked out, and Joey was excited. The players are excited, and so he'll take it over in January. And but that's not new news. That's been the same news since the summer.
You came home back in 2022. Did you have an idea then that maybe you could be someone in the future?
For sure.
And then how is he maybe different than Joey? Maybe what would kind of change?
He's very different. I mean, he's just like I said, he's been in a bunch of places, and just has he's a different person, different leadership style, different communication style. I mean, he's just different in a lot of areas, but he'll put his own. I mean, he's learned a lot from Joey, who's been amazing, for years and years and years. But he'll put his own stamp on it. And again, he's one of the most respected guys out there. That's why he's had the opportunities that he's had. And I would say, and that was kind of the decision, was you can go, but we're gonna be calling you back in January. And now, do you want to move twice? And so there was a lot of conversation. And listen, honestly, if it wasn't for Graham, he Graham had to, obviously. I mean, couldn't just be, a wink and a nod. Like, there had to be a lot of conversation with, for him to have enough comfort to stay, because that's such a huge opportunity. But this is where he wanted to be. This is what he's always wanted to do, and he's trained for it forever. He's incredibly smart, very detailed, and again, just knows the kids. They love him, and again, I mean, just has great relationships, and he has great resources all across the country that I think will be a lot of fun to see him implement here at Clemson.
Dabo, you mentioned it Saturday night, but to look up in the stadium and see the crowd and the environment and the support, in spite of the season that you guys have had at times, what do you think that means to this team?
I mean, that's Clemson, and that's who they are, and it was awesome. I mean, just you could see it, you could feel it on the bus coming around. You could just feel the juice from the crowd, and it hasn't been the season that we wanted or worked for or expected, but I mean, that's Clemson. They show up, always have. I mean, this ain't the first disappointing season around here. It's the first one in a long time. For us, it's been, like I said many times, since 2010, since we've had a year like this. But, I mean, they showed up then, and 15 years later, they're still showing up. But that's just who Clemson is. I mean, they love their Tigers, always have. There's been some lean years around here, especially back in the 90s. But I wasn't here then, but I'm sure they were showing up because that's Clemson. That's just who they are. They support the Tigers, and it means a lot to the players, to be able to have a venue like we have to play in. And so that was a great night in the Valley. Got one more.
Have you had any conversations with Clay since his 2-point conversion? And I got to ask if Kath knew that was coming and what her reaction was.
No, she had no idea. She was mad. She's like, "How come I didn't know he was?" I said, "Well, I mean, she's on a need-to-know basis." No, she had no idea. But we put it in. We put it in Tuesday, and we said, "Hey, first touchdown, we're gonna run this and get two." It really should have been just an absolute walk, but we had, Cuddy kind of came off the double team. One guy came outside, so Cuddy takes him. The linebacker stayed inside. Blake comes off it, so we got to work on our double team technique a little bit. But should have just been a walk. But a good job, we got it in there and just by enough, and it was a good momentum play. It was just something that we had on tape, and we're like, well, why not go up 2 scores? Because I mean that's what it is. Because you got to score, and now you got to go run another play for a 2-point. So it was a good momentum play for us, kind of set the tone, and then later on being up 15-0, now it's 3 scores, and so just well executed, especially by Walker Parks and Dietrich Pennington. They did a great job, and good play.
Another big night for Gideon. Just what do you continue to see out of him in an expanded role?
Confidence. Yeah, just confidence, and just really, game is slowing down for him. He's doing a good job with his protections. He's, he's confident in the passing game. They did a nice job on the screen, just his timing of it. Just the little nuances that come with being a complete player and really being able to understand the totality of what we're asking them to do at that position. Footwork, ball handling, understanding the schemes. He's got really natural vision. He's a powerful kid. He can get low to the ground. I mean, he had one run that, it looked like we were going to get 4, and he got about 8 because he's got really good, balance and really explosive lower body power.